This video, I'm going to be very open and vulnerable to you guys because even though so many things have manifested in my life and so many things have changed, and I'm a new person and I'm having a wonderful new life and I'm happy and I'm excited and everything is amazing. There there's always going to be some bumps in the road. Why? Because we haven't arrived yet. We're not perfect yet. We have to be molded and shaped still, and we have to change. The person that I'm today need to change in order to become the person that I want to be, in order to have what I want. So for example, if I want to have um a business, a nice successful business that I can work on full time, in order for me to have that, I have to become a different person. So lots of things need to change. How do things change? When circumstances, when things, when people around us start to pressure us, start to challenge us, we get put under pressure. That's how we change. That's how we mold, because then we can see, oh, these things are still an issue. This is bothering me. These things pop up. So for me now, and I realized the biggest challenge is being independent, being alone. For 22, 23 years in the past, no, even more, I was dependent on someone. And of course, I gave it away because at the age that I got married, I was too young to make these decisions. I didn't have any money. I did never worked with money. I never had anything. My parents always supplied to me anything. I never had like even, pocket money. Nothing. I had a perfect relationship with money because I always had it. There was never issues with money in my house. When I grew up, we had lots of money, not a lot, but what I mean, my parents were both teachers, but what they did with their money was amazing. Beach houses, we had a beach house. My parents always rented things out. We had a farm. On the farm, they rented things out. So they know how to work with their money and to make it work. It was always an asset, never was the property liabilities. So I grew up with having money. I never had to work with it myself. I got married, and since the start, the husband did everything. He sorted the budget, he had a budget, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wow, this is super. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to worry about anything. But then later we developed where I have to ask, can I do this? Can I have this? Can I do this? Can I have that? And I never learned how to work with money. And then in the end, things that was said because of the toxic relationship that we had made me had mental beliefs about myself and money, that I'm not good with money, that I don't know how to work with money, that I waste money. And looking back, I never, ever spent money on anything. I always had to ask, can I cut my hair? Can I blow my hair? Can I color my hair? Can I go for this? Can I buy that? I never ever went out and just played loose, you know? So for me, a big challenge was money. And now the biggest challenge at this stage for me is being alone. um Being alone, making decisions alone, and no one else to fall back on, no one else to check in with. Is this a good choice? Like I've got a huge amount of money a while back, and getting the money when your mindset is not the same for the amount of money that you get is challenging, because you're going to spend the money and you're going to get to the place where you were before, and you're gonna kick your ass in the back. You want to kick your ass because in hindsight you can see, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have done that. Even though you were planning on doing it, you were afraid to step out. For example, I wanted to buy a garage because here where I live in this country, you can buy a garage and then you can rent it out every month, and you can make money. What I mean, it's a good investment. The money's working for me. Of course, it's going to take 5 years or more for it to be paid off. You know what I mean? To get my money back, but still, it's better than wasting it on something and not having anything. And I contacted agencies. I went to see people. I looked at the garage, but in the end, I never did it. Why? Why? Because I was so afraid of making a mistake. I wanted to hold on to the money, but then all you know what I mean? It just gets sucked in with the living expenses. My daughter needed this for the studies. Yes, I've got the money, take it. She needed this, she needed that. And then suddenly you sit one day and you're like, where did all the money go? So what I want to say to you guys and to women that never learn how to work with money, even men, it's so important to empower yourself in working with money, feeling that you're in charge of it. Now, how it works for me, I got my son. He's a teenager, and every day he does the finances for me. He puts in the income, the expenses, and every day I can see because I was afraid to open my bank account. I tell you guys, I was afraid to open my bank account because if I look there, I'm going to feel like I'm not good enough because the money's not there anymore, what I had. Um, and until I took actionable steps that make me feel more comfortable about myself and my relationship with money, money cannot come to me. Money cannot flow to me because I've got these limited beliefs about myself. And if I don't feel confident with money, it cannot come to me. It's just how this universe and the law works. So I had to develop myself, train myself, and show to myself I am reliable. I can work with money. I am good with money. Okay? So, and today, just you try to arrange things and things don't work out always as you think you want it. And then you sit down and you just like, I know I'm alone. I have to do all these things alone and I have to make all these decisions. And it's not so easy if you were so, how can I say, it was so ingrained to rely on someone else to do the job for you. But I am doing it. And that's the flip side of the coin. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself with what I've achieved. I'm proud of how I stepped up, how I've developed skills, how I've trained myself. I'm watching hours and hours and hours of videos, of YouTube, of books, of courses, because I need to develop myself in the areas that I don't feel comfortable with, that I don't feel like I'm good enough with. Because unless I train myself and practice those skills, feel confident, I would never be able to move into what I want to be, because where I'm going to go and where I'm going and who I'm already am and the person that I'm becoming is way, 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 way more than where I am today and where I was 2 years ago. So it's like leveling up, leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. But in order to level up, it's not going to fall from the sky. You have to do the work. You have to take the time to get the skills, get the knowledge, get the practice, get the training, watch, listen, learn, spend your extra time listening to people, motivate yourself, do the work. I cannot emphasize it enough. Stop scrolling, stop watching the movies, stop doing the things. If you just take those minutes, hours, time that you spend sitting on social media, on your phone, wasting it, I tell you, you can expand yourself in 1 year, in 6 months, to a whole new and different level. And that's what I do. I'm the manifestation queen, and I'm a psycho-spiritual coach. And my motto is, I do not sell coaching. I design transformations. And my clients have a life transformation from where they were, where they started, and where they end. They're not the same person. They don't have the same life. They don't show up the same way. And if you need help, if you need assistance, I'm here. Reach out. You can do this. You can have the best life ever. And remember, we only have one life. And you can have everything that you want. But we sometimes don't even know what we want. And we have to start there. Your why. My biggest why is that the day when I breathe out my last breath, that I've lived, I've developed this being, this me, to the fullest potential that anybody can ever have for me. And that's my biggest why. My second why is to have a platform to provide things for my kids, to have the ability to have their best why, their best lives ever. And then the third one is, I never want any woman to ever feel like they don't have a safe place to go to when they are in a relationship and they need to get out of there, to leave that dangerous situation with their kids. I never want any woman to feel that way again. And I want to provide safe places, safe houses, not crappy places, up classy places for women to be able to be there, to be safe. And that's my biggest why. My biggest whys. And the last one is to leave a legacy not just for a year, not for a decade, for hundreds of years to come, a legacy. And guys, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Kisses.